Okay, so we are here once again in Pet Simulator 99, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how you can most likely get a guaranteed huge during this Lucky Tiles event update. Honestly, the huges in this event are super easy to get from what it seems, and honestly I'll be surprised if even the most unlucky people do not get a huge during this event. Now, bearing in mind, as I'm recording this update has only been out for 24 hours, so let's have a quick look right now at some of the brand new huges. So of course, two of the new huges are the huge UV Kitsune and also the UV Cat as well. So right now, this is the huge UV Kitsune. In 24 hours, we have already gotten nearly 12,000 huges from this thing, which is basically averaging at around 500 huges per hour, which is pretty crazy. On top of that as well, we do already have nearly 5,000 of the UV Cat as well, which again is quite insane. And then also the final huge is going to be the huge Wraith Troll, which of course is going to be the hardest of the three free-to-play ones. However, still, there is a decent chance of getting this thing. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best way to get all of them all at once. So let's just get straight into it. So of course, you are going to want to come into the new Lucky Tiles event world, or the Rave Party world, whichever one you want to call it, and basically get yourselves down to the final area, which looks like this. It has the dance floor on there with the egg slap bang in the middle of the dance floor, and of course this Lucky Tiles board at the back. Now you will notice every time you break a breakable or someone else breaks a breakable, you will see the breakables actually going up in this little bar, and for every time you break 500 breakables in this area, you will get to spin the Lucky Tiles for rewards. So basically how this works, and you've probably seen it by now yourselves anyways, you can actually see when you are kind of stood around, you will actually see a white box slightly, as you can see through all of the damage. You will see a white box around the exact tile you are standing on, which means that you will get a reward from this tile. Now, it can be anything from literally like spinny tickets all the way up to, of course, the huge UV Kitsune as well. On top of that, you can get the Rave Gifts, Ultra Lucky Tile Boost, Rave Booths, and also Rave Hoverboards as well. All of these right now are pretty decent to get, including the Rave Gift. There is actually quite a lot of these Rave Gifts that come on the tile, all on the whole board. Basically, I think it's maybe like 5, 6, maybe like 5 to 10 of these spawn on the board at once. So it is a decent chance of getting these, to be honest. Overnight, I managed to get around 30 of them, which is a decent amount. On top of that as well, of course, these Lucky Boosts we will go into in a little while. However, we are mostly looking for this huge UV Kitsune. So what we're going to do real quick is just break all these boards and just have a quick look how this shuffle goes. Hopefully we can get the huge. However, afterwards, I'll basically show you guys the best way to get this, basically this whole board filled as quickly as possible, so you can get as many shuffles over time, which is going to be a massive plus. The more shuffles, of course, the better chance of getting rewards, and just the more rewards you will get overall. So here we go now, we have done 500 and you'll see all the breakables disappear. There is always going to be a guaranteed huge on the board as well. I will go over the chances in a little while as well. However, as you can see, we end up getting ourselves an exotic coins potion with the huge actually being right next to the egg. So of course, that is basically how it happens, and then every time the board shuffles there is a 30-second cooldown. So let's get into how you can get this huge as quickly as possible, and then on top of that, how you can use the other huges as well to basically maximize your chances. So right here, as you can see, this is currently my team. Now it doesn't really matter too much, you can also just use like a team like this, as long as you basically can more or less insta-break most of the breakables, if not all of the breakables, then you are going to basically be able, going through the breakables as quickly as possible. So of course, just try and get as strong pet team as you possibly can. The better, of course, the more breakables you're going to get. On top of that as well, I'm currently using more or less like similar things to these boosts right here. Mostly I am using, of course, the 100 times fruits. It doesn't really matter too much, however the most thing that you are going to be looking at is mostly just the apple right here for the damage multiplier. So of course make sure you can basically just kind of keep your fruits on. Of course, a good way to do this is actually using your keybinds. Basically, you can just kind of like add in a keybind, find like the apple right here, and then just add in a keybind for it, and then you can just basically keep pressing it over and over again. Pretty similar to the auto, like the auto refresh or the auto refill for the mastery anyways. I am also using the cocktail along with lucky potions, damage potions, and speed potions as well. Obviously, you want to use damage potions if you are not being able to like insta break all the breakables. As you can see right now, I'm basically insta breaking them all. It only takes 3 hits. That is basically what you count as an insta breakable. So once you are basically hitting everything in 3 hits, that is basically the maximum amount of damage you can do to that specific breakable. Of course, lucky potions, we will go into that in a little more detail in a little while. However, of course, speed potions as well, so one, you can move yourself around pretty quickly. However, it does make your pets move around a lot quicker as well. And now let's have a look at the enchants. So this is currently the enchants, which I think is probably going to be the best for actually getting the breakables broken as quickly as possible if you are more on the free to play side of things. Now, of course, ignore the super magnet and the nightmare orb for now, those two don't really matter. However, of course, if you are going to be free to play, something similar to this, of course, maybe you're going to use something instead of like all those. You want to have like the 1 criticals on there, and then also the 1 fruity book, and this is probably going to be your free to play loadout right here. Basically, of course, the strong pets makes your pets even stronger. Treasure Hunter is just always good to have anyways. However, you maybe could swap that out for something like the angelic or demonic, maybe something like the super lightning if you are doing taps, just tap power or large taps, something like that. Maybe fireworks as well, just for more damage. Speed and happy pets always a must have on your breakables loadouts, just because it makes your pets move a lot faster, and the happy pets also makes your pets attack faster as well. Fruit is also good to have, mainly for the apple and the rainbow fruit, just because it does make your pets even stronger. And then criticals again, just being able to hit those breakables even quicker and basically break them quicker as well, always going to be a massive plus. Now also, you could also maybe swap these out and then just get a ton of happy pets on there as well. This does obviously slowly over time become less and less more effective. However, it does actually mean that you are, again, moving around super quick and your pets are hitting just that slightly bit quicker as well. So honestly, getting as many happy pets on there can also work. However, one thing that pros have actually been doing, which honestly does seem very effective right now, is getting a full nightmare orb or lightning orb team on your enchants, basically, because basically what these do is that you'll see they basically hit the breakables for you. Now for me, I don't have any enchants on right now and my pets are still basically doing the maximum amount of damage. Maybe that would be because of the damage potion and the apple, I'm not too sure. However, what this nightmare orb does is it basically acts as another pet, which basically is going to be a massive bonus. Of course, you can only equip 15 pets in this area, so having that extra damage can really work. And imagine having a full set of these nightmare orbs going around breaking a ton of breakables. It does really add up. So that is basically why the pros are using the nightmare orbs and the lightning orbs, because it can be super overpowered. However, for me personally, I am using this enchant loadout right here, mostly just because of the egg in the middle. Now, we have basically gone over how you can get the UV Kitsune. However, technically, you actually have a chance of getting all 3 huges all at once. And that is because, basically, if you are not going to be getting the huge UV Kitsune, you most likely over time will get quite a lot of these rave gifts from this board, which of course does mean over time you will build up a nice little amount right here. I currently have 13, doesn't really seem like a lot. However, of course, once you have finished AFKing and you have kind of like finished with the board and hatching and stuff, you can then go ahead and open these and just give yourself another chance at getting a huge. Obviously, it's not going to be very easy to get this thing, as it is currently, like, you know, it is currently what, 800 million on a wrap, which does make it it does make it the most valuable, but also the most hardest huge to get from this update in terms of free to play. However, one really cool feature with the auto hatch is actually the fact that you can basically auto hatch anywhere around this board. I'm not too sure you can actually auto hatch. Yeah, as you can see, it does actually stop down on these like kind of like what, the corner ones. These 3 corner ones are a little bit harder to get. However, basically any of these on like the inside layer, apart from like the outside, and I'm pretty sure like these couple on the outside as well, you can basically auto hatch on, which does mean whilst you are breaking away, you can basically, well, let's actually start hatching. There we go. I'm currently stood on this tile right here and hatching, and as you can see, this basically increases my chances of getting a huge a lot. There is also the active huges in here, as well as the huge UV cat in the egg, so there is going to be a ton of huges to get right here. And of course now we are hatching and spinning at the same time, so let's see, can we maybe get a huge from this? It was right next to me just then, twice I think, and we finish off actually getting the Rave gift, which is actually pretty good, which basically kind of shows the ways that you can get all 3 huges at once. And then boom, let's just go ahead then and open this, and maybe we can get the huge from this one. No, sadly not. And of course, on top of that as well, every time you do genuinely fill up the board, it does actually count towards your global events as well, which does actually count towards the global event gift. So technically, all you really need to do is get yourselves an auto clicker, get auto hatch on, probably get yourselves in a public server, because it will basically mean that everyone's contributing all at the same time to the lucky tiles, which will fill it up a lot quicker. And then of course now you're hatching, which gives you 2 chances at a huge, the huge UV cat and also the active huge. It gives you a chance at the lucky tiles shuffle, UV kitsune as well, which also does on top of that give you a chance at getting the Rave gift, which gives you a chance of getting the huge Rave troll. And on top of that, because you will be participating in the Lucky Tiles events, it will also contribute to your global event gift, which basically means you have a chance of getting 4 huges just for doing absolutely nothing. You can literally just sit there, AFK hatch, let your pets break all the breakables, get the shuffles going, and yeah, it's really going to be that simple. Of course, right now with there being 12,000 of these UV kitsunes, it's honestly not that hard to get. And you can see literally every second there are tons of these getting basically rewarded out to people, including golden versions, which is already over 2,500 of these. You can actually get rainbow versions out of this as well, however it is going to be a little bit more difficult to get that. However, yeah, overall super easy to get a huge during this update. Let me know down below, have you guys managed to get a huge so far? Honestly, I'm pretty surprised I've managed to not get one in over the 24 hours. However, I'm expecting to get quite a lot from this update. So yeah, let me know down below, are you guys having a lot of fun with this update? And tell me how lucky you have been as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.